Hey there friends and enemies, Joe here again, and today I've got another Honkai Star Rail video for you guys, this time talking about Jing Yuan's upcoming banner, which I am very excited about and drops in just a couple days. Now, the reasons I'm excited are multiple, but jumping right into it, if you are a free-to-play player or Battle Pass player, I highly recommend trying to get some of these 4 stars and Eidolons for them because they are very, very good and will really make your account much better as you need to split into multiple teams. So, the characters that are on the banner are Su Sheng, March 7th, and Ting Yun. Now, Ting Yun is widely known as one of the better supports in the game, especially for single target DPS characters, and she can buff Su Sheng, Sealy if you have her, and multiple others, Dan Heng, and I think it's one of the characters you're absolutely going to want to get multiple Eidolons for if you want to build an absolutely cracked high damage DPS character. So what she does is she's a lightning support character following the path of harmony, and she buffs the attack of your primary DPS character. So essentially, if you're building around a Sealy or a character like that, if you already have her on your team, you're going to want Ting Yun to buff her and just make her do the maximum damage, especially once you're getting into boss fights. And you're going to be able to essentially use a shield character or a healer, keep your Sealy alive, keep your Ting Yun alive, use Ting Yun and maybe another support to buff up your Sealy and just have her go to town. She can do insane damage. It's absolutely tremendous. I just got my first Ting Yun. I've been leveling it up. I don't have her fully built out yet because, again, I just pulled her on the standard banner. But now I'm definitely going to be going for Eidolons for her because she's very good in my opinion and a character that can potentially scale up with a lot of different teams in the future. If you like seeing insane damage numbers, she's a character that will make that happen and is absolutely recommended. Will be a support buffer for a long time in this game. Then we've got March the 7th, who will already be power crept by the 5-star Japal, but is still very good if you don't have him. She is phenomenal. You're going to need multiple shield characters. You're already going to have the Fire Trailblazer, but those shields aren't necessarily as beefy as March the 7th, although they can buff or shield multiple characters at a time. Where March the 7th really shines as well is on a counter-attacking team. So you can pair her with Clara and some other characters to really have like a secondary attack team that just shields up, kind of protects themselves, and then just farms their ultimates and everything. And it's absolutely insane to watch. So if you are building a team like that, if you have Clara, if you are needing a shield character and you're dying a lot as you're going through some of this different content, having Eidolons on March the 7th would be very valuable. She can really shine later on as well if you are unable to get some of these other supports, if you don't have a cracked healer, if you only have one healer and you need to split into 2 different teams so you can just run double shield on that team. There's a lot of reasons why March the 7th is very good. Now she, like I said, is probably going to get power crept in the future. It's probably going to be outshined quite a bit, but for now, she's very, very good, and you can build her now. And once you do build her, she'll probably be set to be a shield character for you for as long as you want to play her, and you don't really have to worry about her. You can just plug her in a team, especially as you kind of mix and match your elements. And she is, by the way, a Path of Preservation ice unit. And I really enjoy her. I think she's very valuable. Having her free already when you start the game is very nice, and then getting those Eidolons could be very, very good. Last but not least, we have Su Sheng. She is a Path of the Hunt physical DPS. Now, physical is in a weird spot, but there's not really a lot of physical options if you don't have Claire. She could be a nice little change of pace for your DPS characters, and you're going to want to build multiple DPS characters going forward, unless you have a really cracked 5-star like a Sealy. Or if you do get Jing Yuan, he's more AoE though. Now, Su Sheng is interesting because as a physical DPS, I don't think her value is really there right now. She doesn't really have the team like I said, like Claire, who's going to shine in those kind of counter-attacking teams once they have shields up. But She is very good and one of the better DPS overall if you build a hyper specific team for her. So because of that, if you want to really build her out, if she's one of your favorite characters, she is definitely one that with Eidolons could be insane. And I would recommend trying her out. She's probably the least useful character for my account personally, just because of what I've built. However, I'm definitely going to build her up and make her viable and all that stuff going forward. But as a free to play character, as a free to play account, you definitely have to be aware of your resources and stuff. So she's not a character that I am looking forward to right now, but the other two are really huge. Now, last but not least, we're getting into the 5-star character, and I love his aesthetic. I love his design, his whole ability to summon essentially an extra attacker for your squad is kind of crazy, and I think he's going to be really, really good. Having already pulled Celia, I might have. I kind of have a little buyer's remorse there, right? Obviously, Celia is the highest DPS single target character in the game, but as a Jing Yuan a fanboy, maybe, I don't know if that's how I would say it. He's a character that I really like, so I'm hoping that I get lucky with him, and I'm gonna plug a bunch of warps on this banner and see how it comes out. His light cone is not really as needed. I want to really wish on the light cone banner ever. Personally, at this stage in the game, once you have all your characters that you really love, maybe then you can start doing that. But at this point, I would not wish on the light cone banners at all. I accidentally did one 10 pull and I ended up getting a 5-star, but that's just because my luck has been pretty insane on this game so far. Now, overall, like I said, I think this banner is much better as a whole than the first banner. The difference is the first banner has Celia, and again, everybody wanted her because of how good she can be for boss damage and stuff. So I think that's where the difference lies. It really depends on what you value and which characters you enjoy in the game. I will say this, I've said this on every kind of guide, build video, everything that I talk about in this game. You can beat everything with 4-star characters. You don't need any of these absolutely insane units. So wish for who you want, who you like. If you're a meta player, wish for the meta characters, a warp for the meta characters. If you are a just a fan of certain aesthetics, then go for those characters. Don't worry about what anyone else says. You can build all of these characters and have a good. I've seen some absolutely insane serval teams and teams that have no business really being as insane as they are. So that's just my advice to you guys. I think I'm looking forward to this banner. I think it's going to be very good early on. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these banners shape up going forward, what 4-stars get rotated through, and which 5-stars are going to be on the next 2 banners as well, because I think there's a lot of potential for really cool team building going forward. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more content like this from me. My name is Jopa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.